Hola, muy buenos días. Bienvenidas y bienvenidos a esta sesión con Durham University. Mi nombre es Carolina Leguizamón y hago parte del programa de Consejería Académica y Relaciones Internacionales de Colfuturo. El día de hoy nos acompaña Ana María Costa. Ella es International Officer de Durham University. Y pues nos va a estar acompañando para hablar acerca de la universidad, cómo es el proceso de admisión, cuál es su oferta académica para posgrados. Y bueno, cualquier pregunta que tengan durante la sesión la pueden dejar en el chat. Al final vamos a tener una sesión de Q&A, de preguntas y respuestas, para resolver todas estas inquietudes que se presentaron durante la sesión. Me gustaría resaltar que hasta la convocatoria de este año, bueno, que este año en la convocatoria hubo 6 personas seleccionadas con Colfuturo en el programa Crédito Beca que van para Durham University, y en el total de las convocatorias de Colfuturo ha habido 18 personas seleccionadas. Adicionalmente, tenemos un convenio que otorga una beca del 100% para un beneficiario de Colfuturo, de nuevo, que va para Durham University, y a todos los demás un 20% de descuento en la matrícula, teniendo en cuenta que esto no aplica para programas de MBA. Entonces, pues es una muy buena oportunidad para aprovechar, y espero que en esta sesión puedan resolver todas las dudas y animarse a postularse a Durham University. Y bueno, por último, me gustaría recordarles que este evento hace parte de una serie de sesiones virtuales que hemos tenido y vamos a tener durante el mes de agosto, de lunes a viernes a las 10 de la mañana, en las que tenemos universidades invitadas alrededor del mundo para hablar acerca de su oferta académica y que puedan conocer estas universidades. Entonces, bueno, sin más ya preámbulo, thank you so much, Ana María, for accepting the invitation, and then you can start the presentation.
Muchas gracias, Carolina. Hola a todos, or good morning. Over here it is 4 p.m. on a Friday cloudy day in Durham, and I'm here to talk to you about Durham, like Carolina said. So I'm going to share the screen, and hopefully I'll get you a bit more interested about Durham. I'll tell you a bit more about our university, and then at the end we have the chance to ask any questions and for me to address those. Right, so I'll just share the screen. I hope everything's going all right, but just tell me if it's not. Like Carolina said, I'm Anna. I'm the International Officer for Latin America at Durham, but I've also been a student myself here for both undergraduate and master's programs, and I've been around for about 9 years now. So you can tell I've loved it so much I never left. I'm very excited to talk to you about Durham and also to tell you more about my experience, if you're interested, my experience of being a student from another country coming to Durham to study. I'm just going to begin with a video that we've just received from one of our students. We had a competition, a video competition, and we asked our students to just create 1-minute short video clips about their experience at Durham. And I just selected this one to share with you today. And after that, I'll just tell you more about the simple things that I'll tell you about Durham. Right, so I hope this works. It might not work. Just a second, I'll just stop sharing and try again. Right. you've just seen a snippet of one of our students' experiences here over the 4 years he's been a student here. And I really liked, I just wanted to bring that to you to see what sort of things he's been experiencing for that amount of time. For today, I'll just briefly touch on these topics, and I'll just leave more time for you to ask questions. So I'll just briefly talk to you about where we are located, what sort of rankings we have, what is unique about Durham University compared to other UK universities, what courses we have on offer for postgraduate study, also what you would need in order to apply at Durham University. I'll just briefly mention about our Call Futuro partnership, and also I'll tell you a bit more about what resources you can look at next. I'm not sure whether you know anything about Durham. I just thought of letting you know that we are located in the northeast of England. We're only 3 hours by train from London, and it's on the main train line. So if you want to hop on a train and just go and visit London for the weekend or for 1 or 2 days, you can definitely do that. And we're only 12 minutes by train from Newcastle, which is another big city that has a very well-connected international airport. Durham itself is really small, and it's very green and very safe. I've always felt safe walking on my own or coming back at night from the library. Not that I recommend it, but I've always felt safe as a student here. And we also have a nearby beautiful countryside, beaches to the North Sea as well. There are lots of castles and tourist attractions to see around, and lots of walks to do around as well. In terms of Durham University, we were established in 1832, which makes us the 3rd oldest university in England. We also have UNESCO World Heritage Sites on our doorstep, and one of them, you can see them here, is the Durham Cathedral. This represents quite a key milestone in your journey, because as a student accepted at Durham, you'll start your studies with a ceremony in the cathedral, and then you'll graduate in the cathedral as well, which is a great experience. And also, if you are a Harry Potter fan, some of the scenes in Harry Potter were also filmed here. We have 17 colleges of residence, and I'll explain a bit what that means. Our student population is about 20,000 students. In Durham's population is about 60,000, so you can imagine it's a very small place, and a lot of the people here are students. We have over 30% international students out of those 20,000 students, and they are coming from over 139 countries. So I just wanted to point this out in case you were thinking, oh, you'll just come here and meet other English students. It's not the case. You'll meet a lot of people from all around the world, and it's one aspect I really enjoyed as a student here. I mentioned Durham Cathedral, so this is how it looks like inside. I just thought of taking you on a quick virtual tour around. This is the city as well. As I mentioned, it's really small, very green. We have a small shopping area with all the shops you need, supermarkets, and also nice restaurants and cafes, and nice medieval streets as well. Even though I mentioned Durham is small, actually there are lots of things happening in Durham, both events led by students or just usual events organized for tourists. And I just included some examples here, like Christmas markets, rowing competitions. You've seen that in the video as well. Rowing is quite a big thing here at Durham. And also every 2 years, we have a light festival organized here called Lumiere. And I would encourage you to have a look on YouTube if you're interested. It's a very impressive festival where light installations are scattered all around the city, and tourists come to visit them and interact with them as well. Right, so that was just a bit about Durham, just to kind of get you an idea of where we are located and how the streets look like, how the city looks like. Now, in terms of rankings, you might be interested in this, especially if you want to apply to Call Futuro. you might already know we are a World Top 100 university. We have 2 subjects in World Top 10, so that is on 4th place is archaeology and on 5th place is theology and religion. But we also have 19 subjects in total in World Top 100, including history, chemistry, international relations, psychology, law, politics, philosophy, and so on. So it's worth really looking at the list of our courses and kind of get a sense of what we offer. Of course, I do mention about all these league tables and rankings because they are somehow important. We are 4th in the UK as per the Guardian University Guide for 2021, for example, and we are consistently in top 5 or top 10 in the UK, depending on which rankings you're looking at. But I always say, you know, ranking is not always the entire picture. So I would encourage you to also have a look around at our course offer, the course content, and you know the Durham culture, just to see whether that would fit with your interests and with the way you want to experience your student life. We are also 1st in the UK for team sport. We have been on this place since 2013, so sport is quite a big thing at Durham. And also, if you have a degree from Durham, you're very popular with employers. We are top 40 globally for employer reputation, and also about 89% of our graduates are in employment or in further study 6 months after they graduate. So it just shows you the quality of the degree and the great employability prospects that you have at the end. We are also part of Russell Group. You might already know about this. It's a group of 24 UK universities that are very research intensive. And our quality of teaching is also rated as gold. You are taught here by world leading experts in their field. I remember I had some of my professors during my course that were actually authors of textbooks or, you know, world leading experts doing research in certain topics. Right. I did mention, I'll tell you what's special or what's unique about Durham compared to other UK universities. And one of these things would be the collegiate system. It can be quite confusing. I was quite confused when I arrived here. I wasn't sure what this collegiate system was or what a college was, because coming from Romania, we didn't have that in our education system. So the easiest way I understood it was that a college is like a Harry Potter house, but we don't have 4, we have 17 basically. So this college is like a smaller community within the Durham University community, and all students that apply at Durham, they become members of one of those colleges. This college, unlike Oxford and Cambridge, forms part of your social experience with us. And it provides you with a platform to engage in different societies, in different roles, meet different people, and do all these other things in addition to your degree. Basically, in one college, there will be students from all departments, and in one department, there will be students from all colleges. You can express a preference for a college when you apply with us. This is not 100% guaranteed, but that's not a problem because each college has similar structures, so you'll get the similar kind of experience. In this photo, you see the oldest college we have, University College, and we call it the Castle. And actually, students live, final year students live in the Castle. And it's really nice to come and visit, or just come here, meet your friends for a formal dinner or at the bar as well. So even if you are from another college, you're able to go to other colleges as well. You can decide to stay in college. We do have accommodation for students. This is more limited for postgraduate students, but if you don't find a room in college, that's not a problem. A lot of postgraduate students live in private rented accommodation, which is available throughout the city and around the city as well at different prices. And even if you don't live in the college, you are still a member of that college, so you can get involved. That's what I did during my time here as well. All of these colleges have a mixture of undergraduate and postgraduate students. And Ustinov, in this picture here, is the only college that is only for postgraduate students, and it offers family accommodation as well for those mature students that decide to come with their families, for example. And this might be my favorite photo. This is the actual dining hall from the University College, the one I mentioned earlier, the castle. We do have lots of traditions here at Durham, and one of them is the gowned formal dinners. You might have seen those kind of formal dinners in that video I played at the beginning. And I remember I really loved this as a student here, the fact that you can go and have a formal in a gown with colleagues from your college or other colleges as well. It depends on which college you are allocated. Some of them are older, more traditional, and have this type of formal dinners with gowns. Some colleges are much newer, the newest one being South College, which was open last year. And they are, more relaxed, informal. They have newer facilities. They don't wear gowns, for example. I did mention that each college is like a smaller community within the Durham University community. So in each college, you would find similar facilities. I mentioned accommodation, so student rooms, dining halls, gym, library, bar, cafe, study spaces. So basically you have all you need in that college. There are also social events organized in a college, like balls or concerts, college days, which you've also seen in the video I played at the beginning. You can develop personal skills by joining some college societies or getting involved in managing the student budget, for example, or managing events for students from that college. But you also get personal support as well. Each college has, a principal, a tutor, and a personal support officer where you can go to with any issues you might experience during your time at Durham. And this support is in addition to what your department offers in terms of academic support, and also what the Central University offers in terms of disability support, counseling, and so on. This is just to show you the map of Durham, because I did mention it's small, and I did mention we have 17 colleges, and yes, all of them are in the same place. So you can imagine there are lots of things happening, and it's really nice to, go to one college or another. You have the Durham Cathedral over here, and next to it you have the castle and the other older, smaller colleges. If you walk for 10-15 minutes, you get to the science site where you have the big library and other departments like mathematics, chemistry, geography, law. And then if you walk for 10-15 minutes more, you get to the Hill colleges, to the business school, to the government and international affairs school. So everything is within walking distance. And I really love that as well. It does feel like a community and like a home away from home, basically. You can imagine transport wouldn't necessarily be an issue here. And I just included a bit more photos just to give you a glimpse of college life. I did mention they have college days. So these usually are after exams finish in summer. And they are basically just like some festivals you go to, students either perform or you have some sort of band playing. And it's really nice to experience that as well. I just included an example of a typical student bedroom or college facilities. In case you are in a self-catered college, you would have kitchen facilities and you would be able to cook there with other people on your corridor. I did include a photo of myself as a student as well. I was at the Harry Potter themed formal dinner in Hillbit College. And I've also included some other photos just to showcase the types of activities students can get involved in colleges, like the balls, music, societies, and all sorts of events as well. We do have around 18 sports, and we have over 85% of our students get involved in either sport, theater, music, volunteering, and so on. I think we have 27 student theater companies and over 80 student-led music societies. So just to give you an idea of how many things you can get involved in. In addition to that, we also have the Durham Students' Union that has over 200 clubs and societies. Again, it just adds to your student experience here. It enriches your academic experience as well. You can get involved in academic societies. I was involved in the psychology society when I was doing my psychology degree, but there are also charity societies, and the social societies as well, some of them quite silly, like Chocolate Appreciation Society, or I was part of the Latin Social Dancing Society, for example. It's a really nice way to meet people. Right, so I told you a bit about the student experience, where we are, the student experience, and in terms of courses, postgraduate courses, I just listed some of them here. We do have 4 faculties. We have the business school, which is triple accredited. So less than 1% of business schools in the world are triple accredited. It has very good links with industry. So does the science faculty. For example, both of them are ranked first for research in the UK. And yes, I can tell you more about different programs if you're interested. What's really good about our courses is that they allow students to tailor their degree according to their interests. So a lot of these courses would have mandatory or compulsory modules, but a lot of them will have also optional modules. So you'll just look at the list and think, okay, what am I interested in? I'll just want to study this, basically. I'm not sure how much you know about the degree structure of a postgraduate degree in the UK. Basically, for masters, you can have, usually masters in the UK are for 1 year full time, and you can have postgraduate taught masters or postgraduate research masters. If you're interested, I can tell you more about the difference at the end. Basically, you would, for the postgraduate taught program, which is the most popular, you'll have some core and elective modules that you'll need to complete with coursework, and you'll also have a dissertation or a thesis, a research project at the end of it as well. Coursework can be assessed via, either essays, lab reports, presentation, field work, and so on. And I quite like this as a student. It's very dynamic. It's not just someone staying there and teaching you about something or telling you something that you have to memorize, but they actually are involving you in thinking critically about the subject and coming up with your own ideas about the subject. That's the master side of it. For a PhD, usually PhDs in the UK are 3 years long. So again, I can tell you more about that if you have specific questions. You can see a QR code on the screen. If you hold your phone, it will scan you and it will scan it and it will send you to our webpage where we have the postgraduate handbooks. So if you are interested in having a look at our program structures, I would encourage you to do that. I think you'll receive the slides at the end anyway, so you'll have that, or you can contact me anyway and I'll send you all the relevant resources. I did mention it's important to have a look at our program content and see whether it's something you would like to study. And you can start by having a look at our course database and just type in whatever you're interested in. And then you can select, the level, study options, and so on. I just included an example here, for example, civil engineering. It just tells you, it has more information about the actual course content, learning, entry requirements as well, fees, career opportunities, department, and so on. So I think this is a very good place to start researching for our courses. And of course, I did mention the entry requirements. So for Colombian students, for postgraduate degree, you would need a licenciatura 4 years or more. from a recognized good Colombian institution with an overall GPA promedio or score of 3.8 or higher. So if you have this, and if you have the English language certificate, usually an IELTS, a Cambridge, a TOEFL, we accept more certificates with a certain level. If you have that and the English language certificate, you're very likely to receive an offer. Of course, you would need to write a personal statement. You need to have two references. You'll need to translate your statement of marks and your degree, but these are just the more details about the documents you need. But in principle, you need a licenciatura with 3.8 and an English test. If you're interested in a PhD, you'll need to have a maestria in a relevant subject from a good Colombian institution. Right, I know a lot of students usually ask about our fees. I just wanted to point out that you can find the fees in the in that course database in case you're interested. And I did include a link about living costs. Again, a lot of students are interested about that. What I can say is that the living costs over here are much better than in the south. So in the northeast, living costs are lower. And I did experience that as a student, and I'm very glad I was able to study and live in Durham, because if I would have been at a London-based university, for example, I don't think I would have been able to finish my degree because of the prices. And of course, you'll think, okay, how am I going to afford the degree if I want to go and study in the UK? And Carolina already mentioned our partnership that offers you 20% discount on tuition fees for a postgraduate taught or postgraduate research program. So that includes PhDs. So if you decide to do a PhD, you'll have 20% discount each year. So it's for the duration of your entire program. That, of course, excludes the MBA, as mentioned at the beginning. And what's exciting is that we also offer a full tuition fee scholarship for one Colfuturo scholar. So if you've received Colfuturo funding, for one of you, we will offer a full tuition fee scholarship. So you wouldn't have to worry about paying that back at the end. These are briefly just some resources. Again, I'll send these slides. You'll be able to access them, or just feel free to contact me in case you are more interested. I would do recommend to maybe have a look at our YouTube channel or Instagram accounts, just to get a feel of how life is like here, how student life is, how academic life is like here, and also the 360 tours, just to go around the campus and have a look, because you can't be here physically right now. If you want to contact me, you have my WhatsApp there, my email. You can book an informal chat with me at any point. I have that on my last slide. I have the code you can scan for that. You can chat with current students if you want to, just to ask them how they find their course, how they find it to come over here from another country. We also have a Latin American society at Durham that you can also get involved in once you start your studies with us. They do put on various events in conjunction with other societies, and I guess you can just have a look, maybe ask them about their experience at Durham if you want to. And also, if you need help with your application or visa help after you are accepted, we do work with these agents in the market in Colombia. So we have SIUK, Colombia, Across the Pond, or Studies Planet. You might have heard about some of them. If you need help, we do encourage you to get in touch with them. They'll help you for free because they are our partners as well. Right, so I hope I made it in time. Sorry if I'm a bit, if it was a bit longer than intended. Like I said, if you want to book an informal chat with me, you have the link, but I'll put the code there as well. And I just included some photos for when I graduated from my undergraduate degree and then my master's as well. Like I said, this graduation happens in the cathedral, and it's a very nice ceremony. And I hope you'll be able to experience it one day. This is the code. You can scan it now in case you want to book the informal chat with me. And I'm just leaving it open now for questions. I haven't seen any questions popping up because I was in presenter mode, but maybe I'll just stop sharing. And I hope you're still there.
All right. Thank you so much, Ana Maria, for the information, for the presentation. Well, now I'm going to start reading the questions.
Yes.
Well, the first one is, could you please remind us where is located the university?
Yes, so it wasn't on the first slides. It's in the northeast of England. It's only 12 minutes by train from Newcastle. So if you look on the map, it's somewhere closer to the Scottish border. So we're not very far away from London in terms of Latin America terms, basically, but we are further up on the map. But like I said, there are loads of nice nature and walks and scenery and things you can do around here. It's a really nice place to be in.
Thank you. This is a very specific question. Marcela is asking, if I already applied for a master when the scholarship in STEM was available and I deferred due to financial issues, can I change the program? As for the other scholarships, there are other programs available to apply.
Yes, so if you have deferred for next year and then you decided you want to change the program, that's totally possible. You just have to get into your postgraduate applicant portal and just request a change. They will ask you what program you want to change to, and then they will assess your application based on the entry requirements of that new program. So you know how I said you need to have a licenciatura with 3.8 and then an English test with a required grade. Those grades differ depending on departments as well and on programs. And certain programs also have their own individual requirements. So for engineering programs, for example, they are asking you to have a licenciatura in engineering in order to be able to apply. So you can request the change, but just be mindful and have a look at the entry requirements of the new program to see whether you'll be eligible for that program. And in terms of scholarships, of course, Cofuturo is a very good option for you, and Cofuturo doesn't, I mean, I know the Women in STEM scholarship was only targeted at specific programs, but with Cofuturo, you can apply to a variety of different programs apart from MBA. I mean, obviously you can apply for MBA, but it wouldn't be covered by Cofuturo. We have our own Durham University Business School scholarships for that. I hope that answers the question. But don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you have any other specific questions.
All right, thank you so much. I would like also to add or to clarify that licenciatura is also pregrado in Colombia, because sometimes it can be confusing because here licenciatura is just like teaching degrees, but in other Latin American countries, licenciatura is, well,
is the actual
the degree, yes. So here in Colombia, licenciatura is also el pregrado que realizamos en la universidad.
There are different titles we can accept, so not just licenciatura. We just mentioned that because that's the most common, but there are different titles that you can have that we accept. So again, if you're not sure, you can get in touch with me for that as well.
Thank you so much. Carol is asking if you could please share with us how was your process applying to your program?
My process as a student.
Yes.
For me, it was a bit different because I mentioned I did my undergraduate degree as well. So first I applied via UCAS, which is a platform that you have to use for all UK universities to apply for undergraduate degree. And I'll be honest with you, when I applied, really, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no idea where I wanted to do it. I didn't know about Durham. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know much about it, but I just did a bit of research, and I realized it's the perfect fit for me. I really wanted a place that it was small, very good for teaching. It was safe. It was further away from London because of the costs, and that's also a very good university. And Durham ticked all the boxes because it is in a very nice location, and it is a top 100 in the world university and top 5 UK. So I couldn't really ask for more at that point. And what I did was just because I was a bit confused about what I wanted to study, I just, like I mentioned in my presentation, I just went on the course database and I checked the programs I would be interested in, like psychology or something related to psychology. And I read about the course. I read about what sort of modules I would have each year. I looked around, just to see what sort of how the place looked like, how the student life was like. I didn't understand everything at the beginning, like I said, but it was quite smooth. The process of application was quite smooth through UCAS. When I applied for my postgraduate degree, I applied because they gave me a scholarship, and that's why I was able to continue my studies. And the process is really simple to apply for a postgraduate taught master's, for example. It is basically just a checklist. You need to upload different documents or include information about your personal details, and you just go through the checklist and you click submit, and that's it. It's really simple. But if you have specific questions, or you would like me to tell you more about specific steps or exactly what documents you need, how you need to have them translated and everything else, please do get in touch with me or book an informal chat. I'm very happy to help you and to support you throughout the journey. That's why I'm here. And I was once in your shoes as well, so I know how it is like. So feel free to get in touch with any questions.
Thank you. We have one more question from Andres. Is it possible to work part-time during the study?
I'm smiling because I did work as a student. I did need to work as a student. The university does allow you to work, and I believe your visa would also allow you to work up to a certain amount of hours per week. I think the university, the latest I've heard, they allowed you to work for about 12 hours per week because obviously they want you to focus on your full-time studies and not be in full-time employment, because that's not the point. But you are allowed to work. They also offer student jobs on campus, so I had quite a lot of those. I was assisting at careers fairs. We usually have lots of careers fairs at the beginning of the year where employers actually come on campus to just recruit students or to tell students about their companies or their job opportunities. So I helped with that. I also helped in the career center with some projects through my psychology in the workplace module. I also worked in the foundation center during summer when I could work full-time as an undergraduate student. I worked in the strategic planning office, so I did have lots of different jobs. From what I know, a lot of my friends also had jobs either at university or in the city, in a restaurant, in a shop, in a supermarket. And also, if you're doing a PhD, a lot of my friends during my master's, I had a lot of PhD students, friends. Usually in your second year, you are allowed to teach first year undergraduate students, and you are paid for that. So again, there are lots of possibilities around part-time employment. These are just a few that I mentioned.
Thank you. Well, and to close the Q&A session, could you please give the assistants recommendation in order to apply? Like, what tips could you give us for the people that are interested in the programs?
Yes. So first of all, it's very good to just research what sort of program you would like to study. Just read more about it, read more about the department, the members of staff in the department, the course content. I think it's quite important, just making sure that if you choose a degree, it's something that you really want to do moving forward, or something that would help you with your career and so on. So that would be the first thing, especially if you're a bit confused and you're not really sure which way to go, like I was. It's very good to research. That's the first bit. And then the second tip I would give, obviously you need to prepare all of your documents to make sure that you tick the boxes, like you have everything you need in order to apply. Even if you don't have your for example, your statement of marks or your English test, you can still apply and then submit that later once you have it. But also with that application, you would have a personal statement to write. And my tip for that personal statement is to try to avoid being cliche or to use very long sentences. They really like applications where the personal statement is very clear, very concise. You clearly state why you want to study that program, why you are passionate about it, why you want to come to Durham, and why do you want to study in the UK? What stands you out of the crowd, basically. So in that personal statement, I do encourage you to think about really what's your passion, what is your why factor, why do you want to study this? And they will really take that into consideration when you apply. And then the third one, I think the last tip I would give you is also to have a look at the student experience here. Get in touch maybe with current students. Like I said, with Unibuddy, get in touch with me if you want me to tell you more about my experience, what sort of struggles I had, how I overcame them. Like I said, I've been here for 9 years now. A lot of my friends already left and they're like, oh, you're still there. But I really loved it here and I felt at home. So I'm very happy to share a lot of these things with you. So it'll be really good to get in touch with people, have a look on Instagram, videos, just to see whether this will be the right place for you.
We received one last question.
No worries.
Carol is asking, is it possible to apply to Durham University by myself with sponsor?
Of course. So if you, I know I mentioned at the end that we work with some agencies in the market, but by no means, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to apply via the agencies. They are there just in case you really need help with your application. They don't charge money. It's all their services are for free. But if you think you don't necessarily need their advice or their help, we have lots of students that also apply by themselves. They don't need any help from an agent, so you can do that. I also applied by myself, but well, I was here for 3 years before I applied for my master. So yeah, but yes, you can apply by yourself.
Thank you. Bueno, gracias a todas las personas que se conectaron en esta sesión. De nuevo les recuerdo que esto hace parte de una serie de eventos que estamos teniendo durante agosto, todos los días de lunes a viernes a las 10 de la mañana. Y si tienen preguntas respecto al programa Crédito Beca de Colfuturo, tenemos 2 sesiones al mes. Una es el primer viernes a las 8 de la mañana y el segundo sábado a las 9:30 por nuestra página web colfuturo.org. Esta sesión fue grabada y será enviada a sus correos en los próximos días. Bueno, que tengan un feliz resto de día. Thank you so much, Ana Maria, for the presentation, again, for sharing this information. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Night.
Thank you. I put my details as well in the chat. Thank you. Gracias.
Goodbye.